What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with another piece of gear, a controller. It's been out for a little bit now. You know how I am, the last one to the party sometimes, but that's okay because I give you guys a genuine, real look at what a mobile DJ or a private event DJ thinks about a piece of gear. And again, basically taking it right out of the box, throwing it up on a table, hooking up Serato to it and just playing on it. Today we are looking at the Rane Four channel DJ controller. And my initial thoughts on this thing, right out of the box, it's a beast and it is awesome. Stick around and let's get into it. Okay, so again, right out of the box, right up on the fast set table here, by the way, one of my favorite portable tables. You can just see construction-wise and weight-wise, it is a little bigger and a little heavier than the Pioneer DDJ-FLX10 that I'm used to using, or even the Pioneer DDJ-1000 SRT right over there. Stands up a little higher because it's got these feet on the bottom, but very familiar if you are a DJ that is used to Pioneer like I am. I've been on Pioneer since really day one, and I've started kind of thinking about switching over to maybe a Rane controller. And so they sent me this in full transparency as a loaner. So I've got it for 90 days to try it out. Obviously set up here in the studio today to make this video. And as usual, what I do before I make my video is I usually watch somebody's video that is super knowledgeable about the controller. And in this case, I went to the Rane video that's made by, I believe, Jake Hill over at Rane for a complete walkthrough. It's about a 20-minute video. I'll put the link down below so you can really dig into it. And then basically I set it up. Like I said, I hook up Serato, hook up power, hook up my EV monitors here, and then I just start playing around with it, thinking about the video that I just watched, right? But before we get into the functions up here, I kind of want to just talk about the unit itself. So we talked about the size, we talked about the weight. Again, it's not super heavy because you don't have, like the Rane Performer, for example, or the Rev 7, you don't have the motorized platters. So not crazy heavy, something I would still feel comfortable leaving in a Bunn Gear Command Center with a deck saver on top. But let's talk about some of the other features on the outer perimeter first. So just kind of looking at the back of the controller, one of the things that I love about this is you've got a mic 1 and a mic 2, but they're both balanced inputs. XLR jacks here. You've got a ground, obviously, if you're going to use turntables, extra RCA ends for extra channels. Main out can be XLR or RCA, and then of course your booth out, just like Pioneer, is going to be 1/4 inch. You've got a USB-B and a USB-A for switching between two computers flawlessly. And again, these are the switches here on the top. So if you had another DJ you were playing with or a backup laptop and you wanted to go to that quickly, boom, boom, you just switch these switches here. And then of course, what I also love about Rane controllers is you have an IEC power cord, so there's no wall wart or big brick, and then really nice power button there. So that's the back side of it. On the DJ side, you've got your mic 2 controls down here to the left of where you would be standing. You've got your level and then a high and a low control and then a mic on and off toggle switch. You've got your crossfader assignments and your crossfader contour here in the middle, right below the crossfader. And then on the far right, you've got your headphone controls. You got an 1/8 inch in, 1/4 inch in, split Q on or off. Then you can obviously control your mix if you want to hear more Q or more main. And then of course your gain or your attenuation, your volume right there. So that's kind of the perimeter, overall size, overall weight. So now let's talk about some of the things that are interesting or unique about this particular controller from a guy that's coming from a Pioneer background. Most of the layout and function of this stuff on the top is very familiar to me as somebody that's used a DDJ-1000 or even a Pioneer DDJ-FLX10 or Flex10, whatever you want to call it. A few things are moved around, and then of course they've added some really cool things. I think the thing that most stands out about this is that if you're an effects DJ or a DJ that is experimenting or getting good with using stems, I can't see a better controller on the market currently than this Rane 4. I'll be honest with you. Like, there are so many levels to the effects that you can do. Again, I'm gonna link down below to that super in-depth walkthrough video. He's gonna do a much better job, but just as somebody that's taking this out of the box, coming from Pioneer to Rane, that to me looks like heads and tails over any controller on the market. It is an effects monster. So let's look at a few things here. They're probably gonna block the music, but that's no big deal. The first thing I've noticed here is how easy it is to get into just the acapella or the instrumental. They're right here on the right, So if I just want to go acapella, Or if I just want the instrumental, boom, they're right there. So that right out of the gate to me makes things super, super easy. So that's one of my favorite features, is just having the stems right there. Now, you can also hit this stems button here above the pads, and you can get a little more in depth. If I just want to drop the vocal, or just the melody, or drop the bass out, or drop the drums. Snowman in the kitchen with his cooking ass. I'm so clean, but I'm so grimy. So dirty, but yeah. They also have on the bottom set of pads, you've got another set of effects that go with the stems. So you got vocal echo, instrumental echo, the break, and then drums echo. Pretty dope. Again, effects. Of course, they also have up at the top your standard beat jump, where you can actually extend the beat jump. So if you want to skip ahead really quickly in the song, you can go from 4 to 8 to 16 to 32. And then just hit these, boom, 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 and that's skipping me 32. Boom, 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 that's skipping me back 16. You got your slip mode or your vinyl mode, obviously more vinyl mode. And then a lot of times for me, since I learned on the original CDJ-1000s, for somebody that's not really a turntablist, I use more of the slip mode. And again, that's just as simple as holding down shift and hitting that button there. Wait, shift, boom. And see, now you can just see you're in slip mode now. Once you hit the shift and the slip vinyl button, obviously you can scroll through your library and load it with the knob up here. You got your pitch range here, your range or your key lock there. The thing I do like about this that the Flex 10 took away was I do love the little notch right in the middle. I think EDM DJs, house music DJs don't like the notch, but I do like the notch. So that is on this unit if you care about stuff like that. Also up here on the top of the deck side, you'll see this stem split button. Now, I'm not gonna get into this because it was a little over my skill set, but I will say, go check it out. It is a super cool feature. It's gonna be in that link down below in the Rane official video. Going back to your hot pads down below, you've also got your sampler, your roll, and then of course your hot cues where you can set those up. And so that's both of your decks, basically. That's all the functionalities. Again, link down below if you really want the super duper in-depth look. This is just kind of my first take. Now, coming back to the mixer section, obviously they've got this Mag 4 kind of tension adjustable, super crispy crossfader. If you're a scratch DJ, you're gonna love this. Up and down faders, got a little more tension on them, feel great. I love these paddle effects here. Hold, or I love the echo out. So on some controllers, you basically have to do echo like that. This has the echo out. I love that. And it just does it automatically. You don't have to slam the fader down. So when you're mixing in the next time and you realize you've got your up and down fader down, you're screwed. A few other sampler, a few other effects in this bang. Riser, recycler. You can control the beat as well, so do more. Again, this is so much deeper than what I'm telling you now. Then of course you've got your effects up here. Effects. Crazy effects. Every single channel has high, mid, low for the EQ. You got your mains, you got your booth out, you got your sampler level here. Again, I think my favorite thing out of all this is the number of effects. And then also these paddles is what I'm calling them. These are very common on the Pioneer S9, I believe, but I love them on this as well. Again, the hold is there, and then if you just want to kind of drop it in, it's got the release there. Of course, for your microphone, you've got your talk over button if you like that, so the music ducks when you use it, or you can just use the gain knob. Again, on here, you've got your high and your low EQ, not a mid on that. If you wanted to add echo to your voice as well, you can just flip that little switch and go bang with this blue knob here. All in all, this thing is an absolute beast. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, I'm sure there are videos from people like Mojax or Cleveland Terry, or like I said, the one down below directly from Rane basically walks through every single feature that this has in a much better job than I can do it. But me as a private event DJ, somebody that does this every weekend for corporate stuff or weddings or birthday parties, I wanted to just take it out of the box, throw it on the table, hook it up to my MacBook Pro, and then start spinning and see what popped up. I was already getting into the stems a little bit, just messing around with it on Sunday when I was here. It's just super, super quick, super easy. And again, I only know probably 1/4 of what this thing can actually do. I will say this as somebody that has done this before when I was much younger and when controllers first came out. If you're going to make a switch from any type of gear to a different controller and think you're gonna just show up at a gig, take it out of the box and hook it up to your laptop, you're sadly mistaken. So this, when I hooked it up to here, number one, I had to install the Rane driver, which again, took a few minutes, super easy, but again, you don't wanna do that at a gig, you're gonna be panicking. The other thing I noticed right away that seems to be a little less clunky and weird than the way Pioneer does it, it immediately told me that there was a firmware update for this piece of gear. I hit the button, it installed it, dropped it right on. I think I restarted the computer and everything was good to go. So just know that if you hook it up to your laptop the first time, you have a couple of things that you do need to download, so you'll need internet. Pretty much I was spinning after that, hooked up my power cord, my USB, and my monitors to the booth out, and I was ready to rock. So this controller, the Rane 4, is something you are going to love if you're into 4-channel controllers and you like big platters, really clear screens, really intuitive layout. You're becoming used to or actually getting really good at stems. This is probably going to be your favorite controller ever, especially if you're into effects and learning how to use all of the different levels that are built in here that I didn't even really get to show you guys today. So I hope you like my quick look at the Rane 4. I know there are other bigger, better, longer, more detailed videos out there. Take the trip down the rabbit hole. I promise you it's worth it if you're interested in this controller. Check them out, see what you think, and order this from your independent retailer that you're in love with. NLFX is probably mine. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Give it a big old thumbs up. Leave a comment below. What do you think about this controller? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Whatever, leave a comment down below. I personally respond to every single one of those myself. Thanks y'all, new video next week. Peace.